In the previous video where I was walking step by step, visualizing what my goal was, whatever, to be on a boat at the end of the ocean, whatever you want to visualize, what your goal is, anything in life, anything in half an hour, you focalize in what you feel you want to get. And it doesn't have to be anything material. It can be absolutely anything. But something that you are really connected. If you want everybody to be jealous at you, maybe it's also valid. I don't know. I don't practice that way. Maybe it's also valid. That's the law of the attraction for material people. The way I was feeling step by step is that even my goal is something that I want. On the way, I am mindfully walking by myself, even if I am with a team or with a family or whatever. You are in your universe, and you can take your people to your universe if you want. It doesn't matter. And you keep walking step by step, and every step is an experience, just like I mentioned in the previous video, in which you could have an accident. I was talking about accidents just because of my broken finger, but it could be any other experience. It could be a job that you were looking for, but in that moment you are focused on something else, and then you decide if what you are wanting to do or to get or to whatever, if it is worthy to change the path for that dream job. Once you decide, because there will be infinite questions and answers, because it depends on your life, depends on how much you trust, no matter what you do, that you're gonna get that goal, depending on what goal you are getting, right? So my goal has always been feeling the way I was feeling when I was a child, and I thought that that was happiness. So I was wishing to feel like that, happy, every day of my life, every time I was lucky to watch a shooting star. So again and again, every little step is like one life, one matryoshka, one dimension, because many things can happen. It's like the tree of life, like the neural system, like all these splits in the life or crossroads that I've been mentioning all my life. And then in the previous video and this one, I'm explaining it from different perspectives that I was having through the years, mixing with the hermeneutics. So I'm putting into words things that I always wanted to put into words. So hermeneutics was never one of my goals until I discovered, because you only know that you don't know anything, or you know nothing at all. Once I discovered that word, I felt that during my life I was feeling a lack of hermeneutic. And probably everyone, I'm sure everyone, but they are not aware of that. But everyone is lacking hermeneutics, everyone. Because it's not only the skill to translate complicated philosophy or metaphors or the Bible's divine text, sacred text, or writings. It's not only that. It is also to be able to put into words something that your body didn't feel, but your conscious is experiencing, because the conscious is infinite and is experiencing anything, and it's sending you like signals that they are not emotions, they are not nothing, but then you have to translate into words. What the artists do is to put it into music, to put it into painting, to put it into sculpture, into dancing, into music, into anything. because that's their link. I was talking about this yesterday. But in my case, hermeneutics only appeared in my life when I was 53 years old. And the moment I discovered that word, I told a friend, I didn't know that most of my life I was feeling completely lack of hermeneutics. And she said, wow, it's a beautiful thing, because she knew exactly how I felt, because she knows me very well. But from the rational perspective, it means absolutely nothing. But that's the way, that's why the channel is called Migrant Soul and not Growing Rational Mind. And why rational mind and ratio? Yeah, today I was thinking about that because there was a car passing by and it was rational written in the, I don't know, it was a company, I don't know if it was a real estate or something like that, and it was rational. And I was thinking, is it rational or rational? Because it's ratio, just put in null. But it doesn't matter. What I mean also with this stupid thing is that anything that gives me joy, I follow it. So if there's thoughts about rational and rational, and then I have to check on my mobile when I stop driving, yeah, it's not like I am studying and a fly around me is going to interrupt me at all. It's going to interrupt me if I want the fly to interrupt me. And when I am focused, I am very focused. And when I am dispersed, I am very dispersed. And I am everything in between, absolutely everything. So, in this video, I'm not only showing what non-duality is, which I just mentioned, also that every little goal can be almost compared to every little step. So you can have like bigger goals, like eternal goals, like being happy forever, or smaller goals like getting a job today, not dying today, having an accident, whatever you are feeling, wishing, expecting, because everything that seems to be a bad thing is never a bad thing, never, because there isn't, yeah, it's always a bad thing for whatever happened to you. If you break your finger, it's very bad, it's bad for your finger, but in that moment, and many other things, you cannot do this, you cannot do that, yeah, but you are aware of how you live with your left hand. You have to change all your habits, and you have to deal with the pain. You have with a very big pain and all these sensations that they are disgusting. But it makes you feel more alive than you were before you had the accident, because you are more aware of pain, of ignoring or embracing the pain. So in every single experience, it doesn't matter how bad or how good it is, there is always a teaching and lesson. And even when nothing happens, you can learn from that. And that's the most important thing, because it is easy to see the positive and negative things as things, and once they are things, they can be barriers to be broken and transcended. But when nothing happens, how do you transcend nothingness or nothing happening? If nothing is happening, how do you transcend that? Well, that's how I did it all my life. I think it starts by not getting bored when you are a child. There are many people who are never bored, and I heard a psychiatrist saying that it's like you are crazy or something like that. That is a very bad thing, never getting bored. Okay? Perfect. Perfect for you, and I can have all the problems that you want to give me. Perfect as well. But I met many people that they never got bored, just like me. It's like, why as a child can you ever be bored when there are so many things to learn as a child? Because you know nothing about this planet, this reality. So you have to start learning to adapt the information that you are bringing from the other beyond, because I don't know why we call the beyond after death. It's the same place before death, before getting born, and the same in here as well. The only difference is that we are wearing this carcass, and it is the cocoon of all this energy information being, not floating, not staying, not just being. And it's not even part of the universe, because it's part of what we haven't registered in our human minds or machines or software.